So one of the things that you do during the off season is you find ways to have interesting football conversations to keep it going. And I think that one of the most interesting debates to have
Is
is,
top 10 NFL quarterbacks.
yeah, who's the best quarterback? Let's get them out there, let's rank them, and let's look at it. So
So do you just want to take turns? I'll go one, you go one, or do you
yeah,
want to
so
just
so
go
what
down
we
the
did
list?
is we're saying, hey, this coming season, 2026, not last year, not 5 years ago or 10 years ago, but 2026, who are going to be the top 10 quarterbacks? So we each put our list together based on what we anticipate, and so I
Glad I didn't
think
pick my favorites.
I think we start at 10 and just go back and forth and reveal what we think there.
All right, I'll start. And I had 10. I had Baker Mayfield. Well, I'm a Buccaneers fan, and just he he kind of fell off a bit around week 5 after looking like he was going to be the MVP by far. But I still love the dude. He is my Bucks quarterback, and now I'll just let you list your 10.
Yeah, so mine is Jaden Daniels. I think, his rookie season really showed a lot of promise. Last year, injuries really hampered things. Assuming that he's injury free, I think there's the potential for him to return to that form and, maybe even climb way higher than 10th place. So I think this guy is high risk, high reward,
Um,
but I think he can really get in the top 10.
it is the NFC East is like it's turning into kind of the NFC South. Like any team can literally win it.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
I could see one of them finishing with like 8 and 9 and winning the division, just like NFC South last year. So I could see the Commanders doing it if their just defense stepped up a bit with like Sonny Styles and all them joining. Um,
I think it'll be a compelling division, but I think it'll take a winning record. But let's move on to
number 9.
ninth. To number 9.
So number 9, he might be a little low for y'all, but like I just need to see a little bit more of him. I put Sam Darnold. He had pretty bad seasons before with like New York, Carolina, San Francisco, but he had that 14-3 Minnesota season and the 14-3 season with Seattle where he just won the Super Bowl.
It
And just, I'm pretty sure he's one of the only 2 quarterbacks ever to go 14-3 back to back, joining Tom Brady.
Yeah, it's hard to shake the stink of being a draft bust. So when you come in with such high expectations and you don't live up to those initially, it's hard to change people's opinions when they already have one established. And I think that's kind of what's happened to Sam Darnold. But again, like you mentioned, the last 2 seasons, he's been exceptional. Like he's really found ways to win with 2 different teams and 2 great seasons. That's more than a lot of quarterbacks have. So
I say one more season, and if he does good, I could see him in the top like 5.
yeah, that would. I mean, it'd be hard to argue if he can continue that consistency. For me, I picked Baker Mayfield.
My number 10.
He's a guy that's going to go out there. He's going to play with his heart. He's going to really leave it all on the field. Win or lose, like he's not going to hold anything back. And I think even if he's not elite, that gets him a top 10 place. So I have him at
Just
number 9.
just a reminder, Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers beat the Seattle Seahawks, one of the 3 teams to do so.
Yeah, when he's on, he can win.
Yeah, so a team that missed the playoffs had a pretty bad record. They beat your Super Bowl champions. So just don't doubt him. Don't. He was good, and he is good.
Yeah, and I think that shows we both have him in our top 10s. But
Yeah.
moving on to number 8, who do you have there?
I have Caleb Williams. I mean, he had a bad first year, I'd say, or at least mediocre. But he had a good year. But he had a good year last year. And it was nice to watch him, see him kind of grow into himself this year. He had that divisional game against the Rams where he really stepped up and that made that crazy pass to like Cole Kmet, I think, for that touchdown. But I could see him being in like the next 10 years being like a top 3 quarterback. Like he's really got a future, I'd say. If he just, I'd say the only reason I don't have him higher is his accuracy.
Yeah, he's been kind of like a love or hate guy. Like
Jordan Love.
he was the undisputed, number one quarterback, coming out of college, went number one. And then, people kind of thought that maybe he wasn't living up to the hype, but then he gets a new coach who's really able to kind of help him realize his potential. And,
Miss you, Ben Johnson.
and so we see a big emergence in season two that lands him on the list here for you. For myself, Justin Herbert, I have number 8. It's really hard to know where he should go because when you look at him, it's like this guy's good. But when you look at the team around him, you don't always see like the tools you need to have a good offense. And so it's hard to know how much of the blame he deserves and how much of it is just not having enough to work with. So I think with the right offense that the Chargers and Herbert, I think really can find success, but I don't think they've found the right mix yet. So I've got him here at number 8, but I think he could finish even higher, in the right circumstances.
Yeah. So going to 7, I think, right? I have Justin Herbert. So I do like the Chargers. I like them more than the Rams. And I've always, since I first watched the Chargers game, I've always been a fan of Herbert, and I've always trusted. Maybe I'm just a bit delusional with that, but hopefully his team can build around him. I know Harbaugh definitely wants to. There's something there. I know it. If he just had something, and I know everyone calls him the if man with him being like winless in the playoffs, but it really is what if.
And maybe this is the year he changes it.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think we'll see different results from this year. So, but let's move on. So that's your number 7. My number 7, Trevor Lawrence, and I kind of felt similar to Trevor Lawrence in that really good quarterback, maybe not the best situation. Back in Clemson, Clemson's biggest success was with him at quarterback. Then, coming into the NFL with Jacksonville was really a hard place to land, and I think only with the new head coach
Liam Cohen.
have things really turned around. And I think if that duo sticks together, I think that Jacksonville is going to be a force in the AFC. Is kind of emerge against some of these more established ones of the last few years. I think that Jacksonville is going to be a problem.
If they get a running back. I respect the choice, but I need to see at least one more year from Lawrence. He had one good year, and I don't fully trust him like that. Because, like, with Caleb, he had a mediocre last year, and he had a good one this year. But Trevor Lawrence, he was bad, like, his whole career until now. So I need to see at least one more year from him. Like, at least being decent. So going to 6, I have Jordan Love. And I'll just say this. I hate the Packers. I do not like the Packers. They're, like, one of my least favorite teams, like, bottom 3 for me. But I know that Jordan Love is one of the best quarterbacks right now.
With all due respect, I think you're crazy. I don't even have Jordan Love in my top 10.
And I don't have Trevor Lawrence.
Spoiler alert, I know we still have a few picks left to go, but I think he's pretty average.
I don't think so. Maybe you should watch some more Packers games.
Maybe
it's just that defense that's selling.
Maybe he needs 4 more wide receivers that he can spread it out to. But yeah, I mean
he just lost like 2 or 3,
and he still has like 4 different ones.
It's gonna be like Matthew Golden as a starter.
I mean, there's more than Matthew Golden, but
you begin to list the people who've never existed before.
But yeah, Jordan Love. I mean, maybe he brings the Packers.
Yeah, he's gonna throw to Jimmy Bartholomew all day.
But I don't think so.
I think you're crazy.
So, and you probably, I think you do disagree with my number 6, because mine is Drake May.
Nope.
But let me ask you this: between Jordan Love and Drake May, who's been to the Super Bowl?
Okay, so first off, look at this. You want to know how many teams Drake May fought that had like 9+ wins? Like 1 or 2.
Just one or two.
and it was the Bills, and they split 1-1. He didn't even the Patriots didn't get the number one seed, and they lost to the Las Vegas Raiders and Pittsburgh Steelers.
And when it mattered, they won
And
the
when it
AFC.
and when it mattered, they got their butt kicked in the Super Bowl, in one of the worst Super Bowls of all time. You saw them in the playoffs. They had to fight the Chargers, who basically have two players. So that's like 11 on 2. And basically, that's actually like 11 on 1, because Herbert got sacked like 8 times. And so that ended bad, like 16-3. Like the Patriots couldn't even do anything themselves. It was the worst game I've ever watched. And then you go to the divisional, and oh, lucky,
But
the Bills lost to the Broncos, and the Bo Nix, who was, mind you, way better than Drake May, broke his ankle. And the Patriots are in this frozen weather, and they win in a miracle, like 10-7, because they had to fight Jared Stidham, who, by the way, was being better than Drake May.
I mean, I don't think a quarterback that breaks his ankle kneeling is a better quarterback.
He didn't break his knee kneeling. You need to get your facts right, bro. That did not happen. He got hit. He broke his ankle.
Drake May, second-year quarterback. Who were his wide receivers last year? An old Stephon Diggs. This year, he's going to have Romeo Doubs.
He had the easiest schedule of all time.
A.J. Brown. Like, we're going to see the Patriots put up points this year.
We're going to see the Patriots finish 8-3, bro.
We're going to see Drake May as a top 10 quarterback.
He's not going to be good.
Top 6 quarterback.
No. I don't even consider him a top 20 right now.
So number 6 has definitely been the most contentious ranking for us so far. Who do you have at number 5?
Matt Stafford. Or Matthew Stafford, because his wife doesn't want us to call him that, because it's unprofessional.
Is that what she calls him?
Yes. She wants him to be the next Matt Ryan. I'm sorry, man.
So Matthew Stafford, number 5. And I think based on his career that's warranted.
Yeah.
I don't have him in mind just because of his age.
Because you're crazy.
And the possibility of him getting injured and not even finishing the season.
He had like a broken back and went into the season and won the MVP award.
We'll see if he can play a full season.
This guy.
Then he's got a legitimate shot at being top 10.
You've probably watched him your whole life. This guy he's good.
He is good.
Yeah, and he deserves to be top 10 other than people you have like
So
Drake May and Trevor Lawrence. He's way better than both of them.
And if he's on the field, I would say he's a top 10 quarterback. But this is looking forward to the upcoming season, and call it just a gut feeling.
He's saying Ty Simpson's going to be the starter.
I don't think Matthew Stafford is going to play the whole season. And so based on that, I don't have him finishing in my top 10. But that would be the main reason for that. For me...
Watch out, he's got Jacoby Brissett at number 1.
I'm not that much of a Cardinal.
Yeah, you are.
Caleb Williams is who I have at number 5. You mentioned him earlier. You have him at number 8. I've got him at number 5.
Mine makes more sense.
I think what he did for the Bears was really remarkable last year.
You mean Ben Johnson did for the Bears?
And yeah, Ben Johnson deserves a lot of credit, but it was what he did for Caleb Williams
Swept by the Lions,
led to the Bears' success.
Swept by the Lions, the team that finished bottom in the NFC North.
But the Lions should have been the best.
Yeah, they should have.
And they weren't.
Yeah.
And part of that was Caleb Williams.
No, not really.
So
how did that have to do with anything?
Caleb Williams and the Bears emerged, made it to the playoffs. And okay, I'll give you a little bit of grace here because there's a difference in watching the Bears for the last couple of years versus, watching the Bears for the last 30 years. The Bears have been mediocre more often than not for a long time. So I think that I give a little more credit to Caleb and Ben Johnson, for what they were able to do, with Chicago this last year.
I say Colston Loveland.
And, I think that I think we're seeing another wave of quarterbacks here with Caleb and Drake May that are really going to bring some interesting...
Saying Drake May instead of Jaden Daniels is crazy. Like, you might as well just say Michael Penix and J.J. McCarthy instead.
I would love for Jaden Daniels to be at the top,
And he will.
but I until I can see his level of play after his injury, I gotta hold a little bit back there. But
You'd come in and every time you see a new quarterback, you're like, oh my God, it's Jamarcus Russell. You
I,
you expect the worst out of every single rookie.
I mean, you never know until they prove it. You never know. I mean, there have been bust after bust over the years. So, I mean, Russell was one example. There are other examples too. But Caleb Williams, who I wasn't sold on, changed my mind. So I have him
Hmm.
number 5. So I think
I think you're
the
crazy.
there's levels to quarterbacks, and I think those that we've talked about are all pretty similar. But I think these next 4 are on a whole nother level.
I think your list is like that. I think my top five are all very close. I think
You,
Matthew Stafford's up there, bro.
So you put Stafford up there with the next 4.
Yeah, that's
I
it.
put these next 4 as like able to get to the Super Bowl. Like just with
Mm.
their play, their performance, they can take a team there. Just with their quality, their level of play. So let's kind of get into that then. So
For
number 4, you have.
Josh Allen. So I'm gonna be 100% honest. I don't like him. I don't like him. I don't think he's good. I'm just not a big Bills fan. Just haven't been really sold on them, and just I don't expect much from them next year. Maybe that's
And that's justified.
yeah.
They've been a team that dominates the regular season and then disappears in the postseason when it matters the most. And this past season, the path was wide open to the Super Bowl. Probably Josh Allen's
Easiest way.
like
So
easiest, his best
just
opportunity.
no Patrick Mahomes, no Lamar Jackson, no Joe Burrow, and you lose to the Broncos.
Yeah,
Just oh, I mean he beat the Jaguars, but like still that was like a nail biter. Like imagine being wide open like a Super Bowl contender, like a favorite to win, and then you lose in the divisional and nearly lost in the wild card. Like I would have loved to see like the Jaguars make the Super Bowl or the Texans, but some people just oof.
but but I understand your ranking for Josh here, just based on kind of missed opportunities. You know, that he could have done more to this point.
Yep.
My number 4. This is for the upcoming season. It doesn't mean overall. Patrick Mahomes. I'm
Yeah.
going to put him number 4. I think he's a great quarterback. I think that he does a lot without the best players around him. I think Rice is good. I think
He is good at
that
committing crimes.
Reed is an exceptional coach, and I think a huge amount of the success of the Chiefs goes to Andy Reid.
He also likes
Um,
cheese.
yeah, that's not all, but so I think
You want the whole burger?
I think Patrick Mahomes does a lot with the little that he's given. So I give him credit for that, but I don't necessarily see a dominant Patrick Mahomes this coming season.
Eh.
So I have him at number 4. I think he's still going to make the Chiefs a playoff team, but maybe not the crazy dominant team we saw from 2 years ago.
So now we get to number three, right? Top three. So I'm just gonna be honest right here. I'm a little bit biased. I do like the Bengals, so I'm gonna put Joe Burrow here, and I believe he could have won that Super Bowl against the Rams. Just stuff went wrong, and I do believe in him. Hopefully he gets a defense and an O line, or he's gonna pull an Andrew Luck on us soon. Um, but I would say he's a top. I'd say the top five for me are a little. You could switch maybe him around a bit. But this is my personal ranking, so
Mm.
don't switch him around. But I'd say Joe Burrow fits nicely right there at three.
Yeah, yeah, I think that that makes sense. Based on what we've seen from him, what he's able to do, definitely a top 3 level quarterback. For me, I'm going with Lamar Jackson. I think that his ability to make plays, he can throw, he can run, he just finds ways to lead the offense and put up points. I think, with that, I've got him at my three here. I think, as he gets older, maybe we see a little less running. I think as, Derrick Henry, gets a little older, slows down a little more. Um,
The king never
maybe
stops.
maybe their running game isn't as dominant, and he has to throw it a little more. So I think that opportunity, could really either solidify him as one of the best, or could expose him as maybe not as good as we thought he was.
All
So I
right.
think. But I've got him at my number three. So let's move on to number two.
So I have number two. I have Patrick Mahomes, and I'm saying I'm gonna be honest right here a lot, but I am an honest person. I'd say. I very much dislike the Chiefs, so don't get that around your head. Don't get in a loop. I don't like Mahomes. I don't like the Chiefs. I don't like Reed. I don't like Kelsey. I don't like Rice. I don't like none of them. I don't like Worthy. I don't like a single one of their players. But I respect it. I respect Mahomes as one of the best quarterbacks we've seen in like this Super Bowl era. And just gonna put bias aside because he's good. And honestly, I could see him being the number one right now, but I don't know, maybe a little bit of bias. But just last year, we it's like seeing Superman get hit by kryptonite. Like it looks like something happened, and he went on the decline. So now you can say you're number two. I think I've spoken
Yeah, I
enough
mean
right now.
and that's not a bad place to be, and then that's a lot of maturity in you being able to set aside any feelings you might have to really be honest with where you think he is. So um, I think 2 years ago we started to see the cracks. They had a great record, but there were so many games they won by the skin of their teeth. And then last year they just weren't able to win those games the same way. They didn't have the same luck. So I don't think there was necessarily a big difference in the level of play, just kind of in how things fell. But yeah, so I think that he's near the top, but maybe not the best anymore. For me, number two, I'm going to go with Joe Burrow, and I would love to put him at number one. I think he definitely can be the best. I think it's more of a question of if his offensive line gives him a chance to play a full season. And right now, banking on that they will, I think this is a Bengals team that can put up points and be exciting, and a Joe Burrows that can lead the Bengals back to the
They had
playoffs.
they had them last few games like that Cardinals game. Just they're just like Jamar Chase, T Higgins, Yossi Voss, Jaceki. Just they're like the most loaded on like wide receivers. I guess you could say that. I mean the Rams, like a receiving core, they're definitely up there like the Cowboys, Rams, but like I put Bengals one, like Yossi Voss, Jaceki, Higgins, Chase.
Yeah,
Even Chase Brown's pretty good at catching.
and we could do a wide receiver ranking here soon because
Yeah,
that's interesting to explore. But the Bengals are definitely near the top, and that definitely helps Joe Burrow to have that many weapons to throw to. But yeah, so I've got him at number two, just with the swagger and confidence he has, and the way he shows up, the way the pressure doesn't get to him. There's a different level that he plays at. But with all that said, all this build-up, we're getting to our number ones. And I think if you look at your list, there's only one name that could be number one on your list, and that is.
Lamar Jackson. All right, so I am an NFC North fan and an AFC North fan, and I get that two of my top three are in the AFC North, and I don't care. They are the one of like the top quarterbacks, but Lamar, you had him a little bit lower. I have him highest, and he's a great dual threat. He can chuck it, he can run it. He has that playmaker ability that most quarterbacks don't have, and that's why I put him up number one because I feel like it's him or Mahomes for me at number one. It's one of the two.
Yeah,
The other three aren't competing for that right now. The other three
he
aren't
has
close.
he has an ability that some of the others don't to extend a play.
Yeah.
When things don't go as planned, he can still make something out of it. And I think that really helps keep the offense moving.
Yeah.
He keeps them going in the right direction, and they find ways to make plays, put up points, and really separate themselves. So I think that is a good choice for number one. I probably have, maybe this is lazy, maybe this is safe, but I think based on how he's played, I have to
Boo!
go with Josh Allen as my number one. I think he is the best right now.
First off, no. Second off, my list is like a 10 out of 10. Yours is like a 3 out of 10.
Uh,
Like yours isn't even close to right.
and please help us out here. One of us is right, one of us is wrong. You tell us. Is it Sam with his list, or is it me with mine?